Have you ever wanted to make the best grilled cheese? Well, today I'm going to show you how. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the precautions to use when cooking, like safety, how to cook a grilled cheese the best way, and just a couple tips and tricks to help you make the best one. The reason I think everybody should know how to make a good grilled cheese is because it's a cheap and easy meal to make throughout the week. It can also go with several sides, including mac and cheese or like any soup that you like to deal with. Firstly, we should make an ingredient list of what we're going to need. First is going to be a pan to cook it in. It doesn't need to be a big one, just enough to fit the bread. And next you'll need some bread. I prefer white, but you can use wheat as well. Some butter to coat the bread with. A knife to spread the butter onto the bread. Cheese. And a spatula, or you can even use a fork sometimes if you don't have a spatula. Next we're going to talk about safety when cooking. So after you put the stove on, you don't want to touch the pan obviously because it's very hot and could end in the hospital with some pretty serious burns. Second is you don't want the handle to be out like this, because if someone's walking they can easily hit it and it could fall off and ruin your meal. So you always want the handle to the side like that so there's no risk of that happening. So there you go. Next step is going to be buttering the bread. Most people will pull the butter out to make it softer so it's easier to spread. Also, a lot of people turn on the stove before they start buttering the bread, so it's right. You can right away put it into the pan and start cooking it. But for the sake, if you're a beginner, you should probably wait to turn it on in case you mess up a couple times. But yeah. So next we're going to actually butter the bread, and I had real butter, so I took some and put it in a bowl and heated it up in the microwave for 5 seconds so it's easier to spread. Then you kind of just take a big glob of the butter and you just spread it. Get a thin coat on there. And then that should be enough there. And then next, you're gonna want to turn on the stove here. Put it on like 3 or 4-ish, somewhere in there. And make sure that's not in there. And then you're good to go. And you just wait for the pan to heat up and then we'll throw her in. Alright, so we're gonna test if our pan is hot and I'll show you how to do that. You just come over to your sink and you put a little bit of water on your finger and then just spritz it on there. And if you hear it sizzle, then it's ready. First step is going to be taking one of the butter pieces and butter side down. You want to put it into the pan like so, and then right after that you're going to want to take your piece of cheese here and put it right on top of there. And then you can put the other piece of bread on, butter side up this time. Just be cautious of touching the sides there. And now we'll let that cook for a little bit. I'll come back to you then. Alright, so the best way to check if your bread is done is to get under it like this and just scoop. And then look at that color there. It looks like a good color to me, but some people like it differently. It's been about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, somewhere in there. So now it's ready to flip. So you want to take your spatula, kind of bend it down, and then scoop under it, and then flip it over, like so. And then this side will cook a little bit quicker because the pan's already going to be warm, so just keep checking it frequently. Alright, so now the bottom looks done, so you just want to check it like you did the first one. And once you get the color you like, you can kind of just scoop it up again inside the pan there and plop it right onto your plate. And then some people like to cut it in half, but I don't really like to cut it in half, so I'm just going to keep it like that. So there you go. There's your perfect